Hey, welcome back to our channel. I'm Matt, this is Cheryl, and today we're going to take you on a tour of Frontierland at Disney World's Magic Kingdom.
Now then, hang on to them hats and glasses.
Because this here's the wildest ride in the wilderness!
The wildest ride in the wilderness!
So to get to Frontierland, you have to go through two different lands. The first one you encounter when you get to the park is Main Street, USA. When you get to the Walt and Mickey statue, you're going to turn left to go to Liberty Square.
Although Liberty Square is not the focus of this movie, it is interesting to know that Walt Disney designed it like this, that you have to walk through Liberty Square to get to Frontierland. It's a little walk through history. Liberty Square is like colonial America had been established for a while. And then you go to Frontierland, which focuses on the westward expansion, the 1840s through the 1880s. You think about the Wild West and the mine towns.
Our first stop is the Country Bear Jamboree. Country Bear Jamboree is a southern country music show performed by bears and other animals. And when you arrive there, you'll notice that the floor has a bunch of scratch marks in it from the bears arriving to perform.
The Country Bear Jamboree is an original Disney World attraction. When Disney World opened in 1971, it was there. Although its original purpose was actually for a ski resort in California that Walt Disney dreamed of opening. People do have mixed feelings about the Country Bear Jamboree. Some people love it and other people find these bears a little creepy. But a lot of guests really enjoy the 16-minute break from the park, and the songs are pretty fun. They were written by George Burns, not the comedian, but the composer, who also wrote music for The Jungle Book, 101 Dalmatians, and Robin Hood. Throughout the years, they have changed the music from time to time, but they are back to the original songs.
Okay, now we're going to walk across the bridge and get to the spot where we can catch a ferry to Tom Sawyer's Island. Now, when we were at Disney World, this was closed for construction. But we have been there at Disneyland before, so we have a little bit of footage from then.
What's fun about this is that when you board the ferry to go across the river, it's like you're just a Disney World tourist, but when you get across, you are a 10-year-old boy in the town of St. Petersburg in 1940, ready to embark on an adventure. There is a working water wheel, caves, a barrel bridge, and all sorts of fun things for the kids to let their steam out on. For adults, you can rock in rocking chairs, and there's beautiful trees that give shade. And while you enjoy the views, I want to leave you with a Mark Twain quote. There comes a time in every rightly constructed boy's life when he has a raging desire to go somewhere and dig for treasure.
Now here's another example of how they've connected Liberty Square with Frontierland. You can see there's a ship here, the Liberty Belle, which you can dock at Liberty Square, and it takes you on the rivers of America. And this is really to symbolize the importance of the rivers in America, particularly the Mississippi River, which was the lifeblood of America in the early days. Next, Big Thunder Mountain Railroad. Now, we're from Utah, so we kind of got a kick out of this. The Disneyland one has spires that are like Bryce Canyon. This one is more of a tribute to Monument Valley. But then they also have this little Yellowstone section in there with geysers.
We were so excited. Now, Disney's attention to detail is incredible on the queue of this line. They have real mining antiques that they brought in for decorations. And the story behind the Thunder Mountain Railroad is that you are in an abandoned gold mine town.
Here's the wildest ride in the wilderness!
There it is.
In Disneyland, they have a pretty identical ride, although they say this one is 25% bigger. You need to be 40 inches to ride on this, which a typical 4 to 5-year-old is tall enough to go on. And this is one of those roller coasters that if they're tall enough to go on it, they will enjoy it. We have a child that was a little trepidatious about getting on a roller coaster, but this was his favorite ride.
Yeah, and I think it's really good for kids because it doesn't have real steep drops. It has a lot of tight turns.
Yeah, it's just fun. You feel like you're on the kids feel like they've just went on a really big adventure. They're pretty excited. And just in case you are wondering, they can operate with 6 trains. When I was a kid, we were always trying to figure out how many trains they had running there.
You need to be prepared at the very end of the ride because they slam on those brakes.
Another gem of Frontierland is the Walt Disney Railroad. It's a 1.5-mile track that takes you throughout the entire park. It takes about 20 minutes to ride on, and there's stops at Main Street and Fantasyland as well. You'll see multiple animatronics, and it's just a nice relaxing ride, and you get to view the park.
Our final stop is Splash Mountain, and this might have been our final ride on Splash Mountain as they're set to retheme this ride in the near future.
Splash Mountain is one of my very favorite rides, and I remember when they were building it in California as a child. We went on a vacation there. And for the course of my vacation, I'd watch them test this ride, and I kept hoping they would open it so that I'd get a chance to go, but I had to wait until the next time we went to California. But as I researched this ride, I found something interesting. Disney is very frugal and creative with the use of their animatronics. And there was an attraction that opened in 1974 called America Sings. It replaced the Carousel of Progress in Disneyland, California, that had a lot of fun singing animatronics on it. And the same Imagineer, Mark Davis, worked on Splash Mountain, and they realized that they could move many of the characters from the America Sings over to Splash Mountain. And so it saved them some money and some work by reusing those animatronics. Now, if you like this movie, give it a like.
You need to be 40 inches tall to ride the ride, and you do get super wet, so what we usually do is bring some disposable ponchos with us.
How do you do? My friends meet. How do you do? Say when you meet. Say goodbye.
Look yonder. There goes Brer Rabbit, being chased by Brer Fox and Brer Bear.
Let's go back to my laughing place.
The storyline of Splash Mountain is that Brer Fox and Brer Bear are constantly trying to eat Brer Rabbit, but he keeps outwitting him. And at the very end, Brer Rabbit does his final outwitting them by telling them, "Please don't throw me into the briar patch," which we find out at the end of the ride is actually his laughing place.
get hit?
Oh yeah, in the eye.
Yeah, me too.
And my hair's pretty wet.
Zippity-doo-dah, zippity-yay. I'm so glad to be here, and he's here to stay.
If you are planning a trip to Walt Disney World, check out our comprehensive Ultimate Trip Planner video. It has all the information you need from hotels to tickets to when to go. Just check it out.
And if you're just kind of staycationing and you want to take a tour of Disney World, we've done another video on Fantasyland and we'll be doing more.
Thanks for watching.